In November of 2023, something happened in deep space that shook the fabric of the universe itself. Literally. It lasted 1/10 of a second, and in that instant, it briefly radiated more raw power than every star in the observable universe combined. Nobody saw a flash of light, because there wasn't one to see. What collided wasn't stars. It was two black holes so massive that physics still isn't entirely sure how they were able to form in the first place. Welcome back to the Cosmic Vault. This is the story of the most violent collision humanity has ever confirmed. And it's so recent that most people, even space enthusiasts, haven't heard about it yet. To understand why this event is such a big deal, you first need to understand how we even detect something like this. Black holes don't emit light. When two of them collide, there's no telescope on Earth that can watch it happen directly. Instead, scientists rely on something Albert Einstein predicted back in 1915, called gravitational waves, ripples that spread outward through the fabric of space and time itself whenever massive objects violently accelerate. For a century, these waves were purely theoretical, far too faint for any instrument to detect. Then, in 2015, an observatory called LIGO, using twin detectors in the United States, finally picked one up directly for the first time, confirming Einstein right a century after he wrote the equations down. Since then, LIGO, along with partner observatories called Virgo and Cagra, has picked up well over 200 black hole collisions. But on November 23, 2023, both LIGO detectors picked up a signal unlike anything they'd recorded before. Scientists gave it the designation GW231123. Here's what makes it so extreme. The two black holes that collided were estimated at roughly 137 times and 103 times the mass of our Sun. When they merged, they formed a single new black hole with a mass of approximately 225 times our Sun, instantly becoming the most massive black hole merger ever directly observed through gravitational waves. The entire event, from the two black holes spiraling together to the final violent merger, lasted about 1/10 of a second, faster than the time it takes you to blink. To put the violence of that moment in perspective, scientists describe black hole mergers like this as briefly radiating more power, more raw energy output per second, than the combined light of every single star in the observable universe. Not because the collision creates visible light, since black holes swallow light rather than emit it, but because the sheer amount of energy converted into gravitational waves in that instant is almost impossible to comprehend using anything else as a comparison. But the size of this collision isn't even the strangest part of the story. According to our current understanding of how stars die, when a massive star collapses at the end of its life, the black hole it leaves behind should almost never exceed about 60 times the mass of our Sun. Beyond that threshold, a process called pair instability is expected to blow the star apart so completely that no black hole forms at all, leaving nothing behind. This creates what astrophysicists call the upper mass gap, a range roughly between 60 and 130 solar masses, where black holes formed directly from a dying star simply shouldn't exist. Both black holes involved in this collision sat inside, or right at the edge of, that supposedly forbidden mass gap. Which raises an obvious question. If normal stellar collapse can't produce black holes this massive, where did they come from? The leading explanation is almost as wild as the collision itself. Many scientists now believe black holes like these are built through repeated mergers, essentially generational collisions, where two smaller black holes merge to form a bigger one. That bigger black hole later merges with another black hole, and the process repeats, stacking mass on top of mass over cosmic time until you end up with something like this. Each of the two black holes that collided in November 2023 may itself have been the product of an earlier collision. There's one more detail that made this event especially difficult for scientists to even analyze. Both black holes were found to be spinning extremely fast, close to the absolute maximum rate allowed by Einstein's theory of general relativity. Spinning black holes distort the surrounding fabric of space so severely that the gravitational wave signal they produce becomes far more complex and difficult to model. Researchers involved in the discovery described it as one of the most challenging signals they've ever had to interpret, specifically because the black holes were both unusually massive and unusually fast spinning at the same time. For comparison, the previous record holder for the most massive black hole merger ever detected was an event called GW190521, observed back in 2019, involving two black holes of roughly 85 and 66 solar masses merging into a black hole of about 142 solar masses. At the time, that event alone was considered a landmark discovery, partly because it also produced a black hole sitting inside that same forbidden mass gap. The 2023 collision didn't just break that record, it obliterated it, involving a merger roughly 60% more massive. So somewhere out in the distant universe, over 4 billion years ago, based on how far the light, or in this case the gravitational ripples, had to travel to reach us, two impossibly massive black holes, each likely built from previous collisions of their own, spiraled into each other and merged in the span of 1/10 of a second, releasing a burst of pure gravitational energy so powerful it physically stretched and compressed the fabric of space itself as it passed through our detectors on Earth. We didn't see it happen. We felt it happen, in the truest, most literal sense that modern physics allows. And this likely isn't the largest one out there. As gravitational wave detectors continue to improve, and as new, more sensitive observatories come online in the coming years, scientists fully expect to find mergers even larger than this one, which means the current record for the most violent event ever detected in the universe probably won't hold for very long. This has been the Cosmic Vault. If discoveries this new and this genuinely record-breaking are exactly the kind of thing you want more of, hit subscribe. The next one drops in a few days, and it's just as strange. See you in the next one.